Welcome to another very exciting episode with Aaron G. And we have a returning special guest, David B. And he's going to share with us how he found and is continuing to find his voice with an experience he had when he was 13. David.
So the experience when I was 13 is that I got put out the house because I found my voice momentarily to tell my mother she wasn't going to whoop me no more. And she politely asked me to leave the house. Now, once I get out of the house and I'm in the world on this quest to prove that I can make it out there in the world. And when I got in the world didn't recognize me or know me as anybody. I'm just another Joe Blow. And so the guy asked me, he said, "Do you want some?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Come on."
Where were you at this time?
At this time, I had made it downtown. I'm in downtown LA. And he took me in that alley, he tied my arm, and he shot me with that air rifle. And he said, "Hey, you need a place to stay?" I said, "Yeah." So I really thought that he was God sent. You know, how did he know I needed a place to stay? You know? And he said, "Come on." And so we was up on Main. Now he done walked me down. We on 6th and Main. So now he done walked me down and we done hit San Julian. And the scenery had changed. The scenery had changed from up top to down in the pit. You know, because when you get past Main, the whole scene changed. It get darker. It look gloomy. It looks, woo. It looks mystified for somebody at 13. Like, wow, like you just stepped into a horror picture instantly.
You're in between the Ford and the Roslyn.
Right. And so it's changed dramatically. From the well-dressed people to the people who smell, the people who haven't combed their hair, the people who haven't brushed their teeth. And so we hit San Julian, we make a hard right on San Julian.
A hard
right. And what makes it hard is because by this time, your eyes is popping out your head in disbelief, because down San Julian is nothing but cardboard fixed up in a house shape, right? And so that's what makes it a hard right, because now your eyes is popping out your head and you saying, "What is this?" And the guy said with the calmest voice I had ever heard, "Hey, there you go right there." And that was a space on the sidewalk. He had just offered me a space on the sidewalk. And I had looked at him in disbelief. I thought that he had a bed for me, a futon, something with a real roof, you know, not no makeshift roof, not a cardboard roof, but a real roof, 2x4 type roof, you know? And he said something real profound. And what he said is, "You better hurry up. Somebody finna get your spot." And that was prolific to me. Because now I gotta think quick. I can't do that country slow thinking no more. I gotta do that city slick thinking, and I gotta hurry up and figure out what I'm gonna do. So what happens is that I ended up, he showed me where the cardboard was. He told me where the cardboard was. He said, walk down the street, make a right, make a hard right. And 2 blocks up, it's going to be some cardboard sitting on the corner. He said, you get that cardboard, you come back, and I'm going to show you how to build this cardboard condominium one time and one time only. And he honored his word. He built that cardboard condominium. He said, you want a bedroom? You want company? You want a living room so you can have some company? And I'm fascinated because I want to see how he gonna turn this cardboard into a house. But he did, with a living room, with a couple of crates so I could have some company. Makeshift, and so I ended up staying downtown 2 years. And in that 2 years, what I found is that everybody downtown is downtown because they want to be downtown. I didn't want to be down there. I really didn't. I ended up staying down there 2 years. I got real comfortable down there. And after being thoroughly mangled by the whole downtown scene, the hustle and bustle of trying to get the next one, it was one of those down days where I had ran out of ideas on how I'm going to get the next one. And what I said is, I think it's time you go get that ass whooping that you told your mother you wasn't going to get. And I marched with enthusiasm, right? And I say with enthusiasm because the mind is playing back what I gave up for this 2 years of hell and horror. See, I gave up that hot running water. I gave up that hot cooked meal. I gave up that soft bed, them clothes, them shoes, because what I walked out with when I left my mother's house is what I had when I returned 2 years later. And I didn't have that. I had somebody else's because I took a shirt and a pair of pants off somebody's clothesline. They left their shoes out the air. I put them on. So now I got this whole new outfit. But I'm beaten on the inside. Spiritually bankrupt. Empty. And I get home to discover that my mother had moved. Now the mind don't say, ask somebody where they moved to. The mind doesn't say, ask somebody for some help. You need some direction. Hey, where do I go get some help from? I got a drug problem. My mind didn't tell me that. So I left when I was 13. I returned when I was 15 to get the ass whooping. Thoroughly convinced that anything could be better than what I just left. Anything. Only to suffocate the idea of asking somebody for help. So when I was young, they say you make your bed so you lie in it. So I got this fundamental idea that I done chose my path. And even though I chose my path, I don't know how to get off that path. Stuck. I don't know. The pride and the ego, normally when I share, I always say, God, please bury my pride so my pride doesn't bury me. Why? Because I'm prideful. I'm a man. I'm gonna take my lickings like a man. I'm gonna take that beating like a man. And the cold reality is, that's not a man. I want to say that's an ignoramus.
Ignoramus? What
Yeah.
the hell? That's Ebonics, son. You just created some shit.
Yeah.
Ignoramus.
That's a person who's ignorant to his living condition.
Just like Malice.
He lacks the knowledge. He's got so comfortable living without till he's pushed his goals and aspirations so far down in the pit of his stomach till they're unreachable. They're unattainable. Why? Because don't nobody know nothing about him but him. He ain't told nobody no dreams, no aspirations. Oh, when I grow up, I want to have a big house, a white picket fence. He ain't shared that with nobody.
And I'm going to get it by way of being an engineer, an astronaut, or
No,
so forth
but
and so
how do I get what I want? Even to have a fundamental idea or a fundamental vision of where I want to be 10 years from now. I don't know how to get there. I just know that I want to get there.
Right.
I don't know that I need to research and see what it'll take to become, to get the picket fence, to get the house on the hill. What will it take? Did I ever go to a house on the hill and knock on the door and say, hey, how you get this house?
How you get on this hill?
How you get on this hill?
Can you show me?
Can you show me?
Just like the man
And it's so
you,
simple.
just like the man showed you how to build a cardboard box with a room, a dining room, and a living room.
Same scenario. But coming out of the pit of darkness into the light, something has to happen. When I come out, I'm coming out with the gift of desperation. I'm desperate for something other than what I got. When I came out the field, all I wanted was a bill. So I started asking people, how you get that bill? How you get that bill? The phone bill, the light bill. How did you get it? Because that's what I need. I need a bill. I've been living off the land for 25 plus years. So I want to be responsible for me. Because my understanding is that if I pay a bill, then that phone stays on as long as I pay that bill. I stop paying that bill, that phone goes off. So I needed a source or an avenue of a line of communication with my family, with the outside world, with people in general. But I can't have that if I don't have a phone bill. I just can't have that. Obama did the world a favor with Obamacare. He gave everybody phones. But he's seen the importance of communication. See, these people can't get out of the pit of darkness because they don't have a line of communication. They can't say, help me. So he said, we're gonna remedy that problem, and we're gonna give everybody phones so that they people can participate in helping them. But what he didn't see was that they had already burnt that bridge. You can give them a phone all day long. The only people they call it is the connect.
And so, back to, you made it back after 2 years. You found that your mom were no longer there. Then what?
Then I wreak havoc on that neighborhood. Everything I learned downtown, I take to my neighborhood, and I terrorize my neighborhood with downtown stunts. And what that looks like is I take any and everything. I just told you, I shop on your clothesline. So I take big wheels, scooters, skateboards, skates, bikes, lawnmowers, tools, and I sell them to the next man.
So in actuality, it was because of people like you that we now have those sidewalk sales.
Absolutely. I created a job. Huh? No, but what I did was I was attempting to blot out the intolerable situation as best I could. The feeling of uselessness and self-pity. So that's why I went to my neighborhood. My family wasn't there, so now I'm gonna blame my neighborhood for my family moving. If it was a good neighborhood, they'd have stayed. No, that's far from it.
Justification and rationalization, minimizing the effect that you put upon yourself.
All that is an excuse. The skin of reason wrapped around the meat of a lie. Something I use to justify my actions. The actions that I have are based on a feeling. How I made me feel. Not how my family made me feel. How I made me feel. Because I can say they made me feel some way. But what role did I play in making them make me feel some type of way? What was I doing? No, what was I really doing?
What was you really doing?
Oh, I was sticky. And what that simply means is when I walk in their house, their jewelry, everything sticks to my fingers and in my pocket. So I'm taking stuff that don't belong to me. I'm helping them look for it. And I wonder why they won't accept my collect call. I'm wondering why. I don't know where they stay.
So let me ask you this question. The last 3 minutes. What advice, suggestions, directions would you have for young people to prevent them from experiencing that pridefulness, I think you called it, and that ego that will cause them to run out into the world that may be unfriendly?
Wow, that's a good question. Because when you look at society right now, it's filled with youth, runaway youth, who wanted what I wanted, to have a say in the matter. That's all I wanted, was a say in the matter. And I wanted some choices. I didn't want to eat vegetables every day. I wanted to eat what I wanted to eat. But I ain't bought nothing. So that's where pride kicks in, is accepting what's on the table. How do I accept what's on the table? How do I accept my mama's rules and regulations, my dad's rules and regulations? How do I accept them? Because that's what pushes me out into the world. And once I get out in the world, when I realize that society don't give a fuck whether I make it or not, the cold reality is that I better have a plan when I get out there. Because I can have the plan that I'm a party all the time and I'm going to get what party all the time gets. I have it. I'm going to get a habit that I can't afford, that I need a job in order to support. So my mind don't play that tape where, when I stepped out into the world at 13, I just wanted to party all the time. But to party, it costs.
When you say party, what do you mean?
I mean, I want to drink, I want to smoke weed, I want to experiment with the acid, whatever's on the table. So if anybody asks me, I can say, oh yeah, I did that. Oh yeah, that's a cold trip. Oh, have you ever done mushrooms? Oh yeah, I did that. Oh yeah. Oh, it was a psychotropical experience.
So in other words, there is 3 conditions we never really hear of the 4th one, and it's called fight, flight, and freeze. So fighting is the rebelling, right?
Right.
But the fourth one is called founding, Fowing. It is where that habit you was talking about, people begin to get into the habit of putting others before they put themselves. This is called people pleasing today. But they put their needs in the head of others, and they will prevent others from having their experience by believing that they must do something. And so fight, flight, freeze, and founding. And so continue.
So let's really look at that. So because everything I did was selfish and self-centered, you know. So yeah, you're talking about fight, flight, flee, freeze,
and founding.
and founding, right?
Yeah.
So the flight is me resisting the rules and regulations of my house. Because somebody done introduced me to alcohol, or somebody done introduced me to marijuana, or somebody done introduced me to ecstasy or meth, or whatever they introduced me to has magnetically pulled me against the rules of my house. Because all I know is I need one more. I don't know why I need one more. And I do know now, you know, because I'm searching for that euphoric feeling, that sense of ease and comfort that comes at once when I take a hit or I pop a ecstasy pill or I hit the pookie. I get a feeling, a euphoric feeling. And it's only momentarily, but I'm chasing that one feeling, and I might spend my whole entire paycheck trying to get that one feeling, but I can't get it like I got it the first time. It only happens one time.
Once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime. But I don't know that. Didn't nobody tell me that. It wasn't no manual on how to do drugs properly or drug adequacy. I didn't get that. What I got was trapped in a bubble. And it's really like being trapped in the pookie. And I'm running around the pookie trying to get out the pookie. I'm trying to figure out how I got in the pookie so I could get back out the pookie. And so when I find my voice to say that I have a problem, right? Because that's all it is me saying that I got a problem.
Until I admit there's a problem, there's nothing that can be solved.
It's scant chance of my success. Meaning that I'm not going to succeed in nothing but spending my money. I get the income tax. Now you see it. Now you don't. I get the check from the job. Now you see it. Now you don't. Come next work day, I'm asking somebody for a cigarette. I'm asking somebody else. I just had a check. But for some reason, I can't manage. And it goes to unmanageability. See, I don't have a cutoff point. And maybe if I started with a cutoff point, then I would have ended with a cutoff point. But I never started with a cutoff point. One was always too many, and 1,000 was never enough. So when I'm dealing with that type of thinking, then I have to have the gift of desperation in order to ask for the help that I really need. Because I went to a treatment, and when I got in treatment, they said, it's 100 y'all in here. Ain't but 5 of y'all gonna make it. And so we all looking around at each other like, I'm going to be one of them 5. I'm going to want to be one of them 5. Oh, you ain't going to make it. You ain't going to make it. Oh, yeah, I know you ain't going to make it. You know, so we spent most of that treatment time trying to figure out who the 5 was going to be. So we did no work on us. We don't even know why we there. We do, but then we don't. We know we there because we just lost 50 pounds running the streets. So we there for the food, the clothes, the hot water. That's why we really there.
The women.
The women, the companionship, because we stop socializing when drugs and alcohol is involved. All we want to know is who going to get some more.
You know, it reminds me of a friend, and she used to always ask us, why in the hell do y'all go to a junkyard looking for a leak? In other words, why would we go to a treatment center and not see that those ladies was just as broken as us? And we hook up with them. And we roll in once we hook up with them.
Yeah, but we broken.
I know, exactly. That's why we went to.
But we even more broken than them. We just under the illusion that they're more broken than us. We're just under the illusion we're just as broken as them. And the reason I say that is that women get more. Hey, we gonna feed them, we gonna clothe them, we gonna do whatever it takes to get what we want. But let dude walk up. We ain't gonna feed him, we ain't gonna clothe him. We gonna tell him he can wash up. We gonna tell him he can wash up with the water hose in the backyard. But you gonna take her in the house.
She got some value, bro. She can sell her lips, hips, and fingertips. Right? She can still bear children. But that's another subject. I want to thank you for reminding us about the brokenness. I want to thank you for taking us on the journey of finding our voice. I want to thank you for reminding us that it's important sometimes to keep our mouth closed, right? I want to thank you for reminding us that when there is a time that we feel we should make an amends or an apology, we should do it promptly, because in your 2-year experience, you decided, you know what? I paid too high a price for wanting to know what it's like out here. And when you tell your story, it reminds me of my son. I had to make a choice. He's out there dealing with people that he not knowing they can come rack up the whole family, right? And I had to make that choice. Bro, you gotta go. I'll never forget that. He was 16, and he told me low key. You don't realize I don't play that low key shit. You doing some dangerous shit, and I was taught to not bring that shit to the door. But I want to thank you. I appreciate you. This is Aaron G. with Listen to the Heartbeat.